subject to investing, wraparound mortgages, and subject to real estate investing for real estate investors. Gang, this is Mike with Mr. No Fluff. In the next few minutes, I want to share with you a secret that most people are not aware about. It doesn't matter if you're a civilian. What I mean by civilian is like you're a retail buyer, or if you're a professional, what I mean by that is you're a professional real estate investor. Many of us think that if we want to get a house, we have to fill out a loan application. Doesn't matter if we want to buy our own homestead, or if we're looking to buy a commercial property, or if we're looking to buy some rental properties, that we have to go to the bank and beg them, can I please get a loan? Can I please get a loan? Okay? And many people go that way, or use things like hard money, or they use their credit card or home equity loans, and etc. But there's a better way. There's a more clever way to do it. There's a better way to do it to protect yourself from the bankers, from being personally reliable for the debt. Because there's ways that I'm going to show you right now where you and I can acquire, buy rental properties, fix and flips, wholesale deals, whatever the situation may be, okay, with this strategy called subject to real estate investing. Again, subject to. Now, what is subject to? Simply put, subject to is a situation where I step into the seller's shoes. Now, who's the seller? Some homeowner, some motivated homeowner, okay? I step into the seller's shoes and I just start making the monthly payments on the property. That's it. I don't, simply put, now it's a little bit more complicated, okay? But just to simply put, let me rephrase it. A subject to is when I take over the underlying debt, okay? Let me put it another way. The subject to is where I take over the existing mortgage without me assuming it. I'm not assuming it. Okay, I'm not going and filling an application and say, here's my credit and how much I have down. I'm not doing any of that, okay? What I am doing is just buying the property subject to its debt or other liens, like tax liens or child support lien or credit card or hospitals. It just depends on the situation. Now, who am I getting these deals from? Because I'm not hiring a real estate agent to go find them, because there's no way. Because whenever I use real estate agents, it's like me going to a fancy department store, okay, like Dillard's or or Macy's or whatever, okay. I can't expect to find deals there, okay. If I want to find the deals that these department stores found, I have to go to China, okay. I have to go to where they're producing that stuff to get the shirts for $1 or $2 or $3 and then sell it for $100, okay? So if I want to buy real estate, the same strategies that I'm talking about, subject to, where you just step into the seller's shoes and take over their payments, then you can't use a real estate agent. You're not going to be able to just, do what everyone else does, is what I'm trying to say, okay? And you have to do a lot more work versus, hiring a real estate agent, jumping in their car and just go looking at 3 to 5 houses and then giving an offer, okay? Because it's not like that. There's a lot of work. Just like if you want to buy department store clothing at pennies on the dollar, you can't go to the department stores. You got to go to China. You got to go to one of these third world manufacturing companies where like Apple and Microsoft and Nike, they're at, and then get it for that price and then turn around and sell it. And so the strategy I'm trying to explain to you is not easy, but it's definitely doable, okay? It's not easy because it's not the cookie cutter path that everyone takes, because you got to do work, okay? Now I'm going to explain to you what kind of work you have to do, what kind of work I've done to buy these properties. But I want to take a little time and explain, because when I first bought my first real estate property using this strategy, my mama said, no, this was not going to work. When I bought my second property, my mama still said it's not going to work. And I love my mama. I'm not dissing on her. And my dad too, okay? The third property, they said the same exact, man, this doesn't work, man. The fourth, the fifth, and so on. And even to this day, they're not even a believer that that still works. And even though I've bought many properties, the same strategy, I cashed in $1,000 checks from this strategy, okay? And I posted it on my free blog at mrnofluff.com or on my podcast. You can go check it out. So, what am I trying to say? That some of you guys and ladies, when I explain this idea, you're gonna think it's crazy, it's not gonna work. Okay, I understand. I'm not talking to you. Some of you other guys are gonna be like me. When you heard this idea, you're gonna say, well, I'm not sure this is gonna work, and have your guards up, right? And that's how I was. But the difference between my mama and me, and I think my parents are much better than me in many different arenas, but in this one simple situation, I had doubts like they did. Like, oh, this shit ain't gonna work, right? This is crazy. Why would someone sell their home to you and let you just take over their payments? Why would they do that? I mean, they couldn't understand it, and I couldn't understand it either. So, but the only difference was that I had my guards up, and I was willing to just stick my foot into the water, just a tab, and just crawl, just to see, is it a possibility? Because in the 2006 fourth quarter, the crash was coming, and I could realize it, and I knew buying real estate was going to be the thing to do. And I wanted to buy a bunch of real estate, and I didn't have unlimited amount of money, even though I had a lot of money in the bank, and I couldn't get a loan from the stinky bankers because they were melting down. We had to bail them out. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of the banks went bankrupt. So at this point, my mama was telling me, hey, this is crazy, real estate is bad, and no one's going to give you these deals. And then I was in the crash picking these deals, number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. And I would bring them pictures of the property, okay, because they never wanted to come look at it. I would bring them pictures of the property, the videos. Hey, this is the house that I own now. And they're like, oh no, this doesn't work. And so I kind of realized that individuals like that I even love, you can't persuade people like that. I'm only talking to people that are like me, that were like, hey, this is not a possibility, but maybe a small possibility that it can happen, okay? And the people that have already gone and done it, they've done 1 deal, 2 deals, but they want to do more, okay? They're already believers. So, the people are gonna not believe that this is not for you. The people that think this might be a small possibility, but you got your guards up like me, then you should listen more, okay? And the ones that have already done it like me, then you should definitely listen more here too. So, for me to buy these types of properties, okay, I couldn't go to a real estate agent. I couldn't look on some website or something, right? I have to find these homeowners direct. And the homeowners that I'm looking for are not the average homeowners, okay? I'm looking for what's called motivated sellers. A motivated seller doesn't need to sell, they must sell. They have a major problem in their life. Now, the problem could be forked into 2 points. They could have fork number 1, financial problems. Fork number 2, they can have what's called emotional problems. Now, I personally like buying houses from people that have emotional problems and not financial problems, because they have a lot of equity and their homes look great, look here, okay? Versus people that are in distress financially, okay? But again, both are great pools for great deals. Motivated sellers are great pools for great deals in real estate and in any other industry, but especially in real estate. Now, they could be financially, they could be a great home run or third baser or 2 baser or first baser or whatever, but it's still a great deal versus going traditionally to a bank. Or they could be emotionally, and emotionally for me is the best. Now, let me define what this means, being motivated, okay? A motivated person must sell because of emotional or financial distress. For example, some financial distress might be, lost their job, their business didn't work out, they got downsized from their job, they got relocated to a different state or city, and now they bought another home and they got to make 2 payments, and they're on this fixed budget, even though they make money, they need to get rid of it. Okay. Emotional distress may be death in the family, a divorce. Like 50% of people in America will get divorced. But guess what? That's a big pool of motivation of sellers there, right? People that try to sell their home that couldn't, okay, but they still need to move, okay? And the story goes on and on and on. I mean, I met people that been in wrecks in their motorcycles, and and they couldn't work anymore, and they want to sell their homes, and so many different stories. But the point of the story is that I buy houses from what's called motivated sellers. I don't even market or even talk to a normal seller in a sense that I don't talk to them, but I use marketing to filter them out, okay? And so where am I going with this? That in today's market and in the future upcoming market where there's going to be a crash, motivated sellers is always a great strategy to use. Things like subject to, wraparound mortgages, okay? Very, very, very powerful strategies. Now, if you want to know more about this, then I'm willing to just let you download my brain. I basically took all the information on all the properties that I bought and how to insure them, how to negotiate with the sellers, how to find the sellers, and just put it into a course. And you guys could just download my brain right now, okay? In this course, okay, if you go to MrNoFluff.com, you'll see it. It's called Owner Financing for Profits. So again, it's called Owner Financing for Profits at MrNoFluff.com. And we're having a great special. I'm basically giving it away because I know in my heart to heart that the real estate crash is coming, and it's going to be what I call a subject to heaven. And what that means is that so many people are going to have homes that are going to go default because they lost their job, they lost their 401s because the stock went down, the real estate, they have no equity in their homes, and they're going to start defaulting, not make payments for whatever reasons, okay, that I mentioned earlier. But here's a great story because of that majority of these people have bought homes with almost 0% interest rates because of how the feds try to, inflate the assets and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into it here. So what that means for me is when I buy these houses with almost 0% interest rate, like 2% or less, versus when I bought houses in 2006, 7, 8, etc., I was picking up houses 8%, 7%, 10%, 11%, and I was still able to cash flow $2, $4, $6, etc., $100 a month. Okay, that was back in the days. Today, when this thing happens, it's going to be a subject to heaven because a lot of people will default and they're going to have ultra low interest rates. But the demand for rentals, as they're defaulting, the demand for rentals is just going to go up because people still need a place to live. And by me just picking up these upside down properties, or picking up properties that have marginal equities, or picking up properties that have 10%, 15% equity, okay, not much, because if they had to sell it with a realtor, that would get all wiped out and they still have to bring money in their pocket if it was 10 to 15. But the way I show it to you in my book is how to structure these deals so you don't have to pay all these over costs like closings, and you do it yourself, or go to attorneys to have them do it, or you go to a title company and then tweak what you want so you don't have to pay all these fees. And I go into it, okay? In my book, you can just download my brain, guys. There's 109 videos that talks about everything you want to know, from fundamentals to advanced stuff, okay? And you can get it right now, okay? Many people have been asking about it, and that's why I made it for you guys, okay? You can get it right now. But going back to the story, when the crash starts happening, interest rates are going to be ultra low, rentals are going to go up, I'm going to buy these properties, and I'm going to have massive cash cows, because just by the way it's set up, okay? Just the way it's set up, interest rates are very, very low, okay? And right now, rentals are even more expensive than 2006, okay? Rental properties, because of one of the reasons is inflation, okay? Because QE, the Fed's just printing money, all right? So it's going to create a great opportunity for sophisticated investors that don't want to get into debt, that don't want to use their credit, that don't want to put large down payments. And what they want to do is help homeowners to save their credit. And what they're going to do is, like me, they're going to market, and if you don't know how to do the marketing, I show it to you in my book. I show you like 39 ways to find these motivated sellers. And I give you the materials to use to target them. And I show you all these videos, so it's all in there. And I'm going to market to these motivated sellers, right? And they're going to call me, and then I'm going to filter them to get the cream of the cream, because it's going to be so many deals, and I can't buy every deal that comes to me, even though there will be great deals. But since my level of awareness is more now, I'm just going to cherry pick the best of the best, okay? And so once I do the marketing, they're going to call. I'm going to have a filtering system to find the most motivated, the most cream of the cream, and close on those and turn around instantly. And I'll have two exit strategies. I'll turn around instantly, rent them out, right? Where I want first month rent, a security deposit if you have excellent credit, and if you have poor credit, then what I want is security deposit, first month rent, and additional deposit from you. So right off the bat, let's say if I get a $1,500 house and you have great credit, you have to give me $3,000 down, right, just to move in. Okay? If you have poor credit, then you have to give me more. And I don't care if you don't want to give it to me. There's other people that are going to be willing to give it to me. All right? Because apartments are charging even more than this. Living with a bunch of cramped up. Okay? And I have a beautiful house in the backyard. And, I'm charging pretty nice. And I clean my stuff and I keep it in good shape so I can charge. And I give them washers and dryers. And, I make them really what they want. And I'm pet friendly, That's one of the cool things with me as the landlord. I'm pet friendly. I like big dogs, so I totally understand. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna cherry pick the best deals and make a lot of money. Is what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be able to just because there's gonna be a lot of wealth being exchanged. All these bankers are gonna be robbing these poor people of their money, of their down payments, foreclosing on their house, all the payments they made, all the improvements. So why not I go out there and help these homeowners, giving them a free move, saving their credit. And the great thing is it's a win-win for everybody, because when I buy that homeowner's home, I'll give them some money in their pockets, I'll save their credit. Two, that area has less foreclosures, so the property values don't keep dropping more. I help the county because now they're able to collect more taxes and stuff. And I help myself out. I help the new renters out that have lost their homes and they have to rent. And so this is what I call the win-win situation, guys. And I don't even have to go to a banker. All right. Now, if you want to know exactly how I do this, I created 109 videos. 109. Everything you need to know about subject to investing, wraparound mortgages. Okay. I get into all types of creative real estate financing strategies, lease options, so on. I just want to get into it, guys. I talked about how to talk to the sellers, how to filter them, how to negotiate, how to insure your properties, how to protect your deal, and so on and so on. And what are some of the cons that can happen with the subject too, okay? And I go all into it. And right now you can get it at MrNoFluff.com. Again, that's MrNoFluff.com. And the course is called Owner Financing for Profits. Owner Financing for Profits. I'm confident that if you take action, it's going to change your life. And remember, guys, you live in the best country ever. So fuck the sad stories and make it happen. Peace.